most important thing from camp that everyone wants to know about is the quarterback battle. We haven't done a video on it, and people want to know what you thought of the quarterback battle. I know that you put out your own stats, but since I don't think they're super credible, I'm going to go with Grant Cohn's quarterback stats. But we can go.
Which are basically the same as my stats.
Close, but this is what Cohn has. He has Trey Lance 7 of 10, Sam Darnold 5 of 8, Brandon Allen 1 of 5. Do you want me to read you yours? Yours are pretty much the same. Yours are
well, okay. So wait a second. I was going with the team portion only. If he's going through 7 on 7, I mean, first of all, camp stats mean dick. But if you're going to go to 7 on 7 camp stats, that really means nothing. I mean, so I'm not going with 7 on 7 camp stats. I'm just not.
All right. Well, then your numbers are Trey Lance 4 of 5, Sam Darnold 2 of 4, Brandon Allen 0 of 4. Yeah. What did you think of the quarterback? Let's go player by player here. What did you think of Trey Lance today?
Well, I mean, did you see Mayoko's comment where he said that Trey Lance was all over the place in the early portion of practice, and then he looked good later in practice? You know, I don't care about the stats because the stats don't mean anything. So I'm not going to lean on the stats. What I see with Trey Lance is I see a motion where he rests the ball. He no longer rests the ball at the hip. He's resting the ball up closer to the ear. So he's got a shorter throw from where the ball rests to where he releases it compared to when he used to have kind of a loop and he had to bring it up and it was just an elongated motion. Anytime you can streamline your motion, that's a good thing for your consistency because it's just like anything else. If you have a really long swing in golf, there's more spots for you to have screw-ups in your swing. And if you have a really long wind up as a quarterback, there's more areas for you to have problem areas and inconsistency in your throwing motion. So I think it was smart for him to get with his throwing coach and streamline his throw. And I think that it definitely, the loop is gone and it's more streamlined. It's cleaner. He's closer to the release point. And I thought he looked pretty good. I mean, I don't think it was like spectacular. Like, oh my God, Trey's looked awesome, but it was definitely improved. And I thought he looked pretty good. And overall, I would say that he, more than just his throwing and how many did he complete, he looks more comfortable. He just looks more relaxed. And what does it all mean? I don't know, because it's camp. And I don't know that it means anything, really. Trey has had good days in the past, but it's about consistency. Can he put it together consistently? And I thought today he looked pretty good. I thought of the 3 quarterbacks that I saw, I thought he looked the best.
Yeah, I mean, he was in your stats. He was 4 of 5. I mean, obviously I wasn't there, but he completed his passes. Was there anything in sevens that was different from the team drills?
In 7 on 7? No, I thought he threw the ball. I mean, the ball came out for the most part on time. There were some slight inaccuracies, but I thought he threw the ball pretty well, and he looked like he was in command. He looked comfortable. I think he's going to have a good camp. I absolutely do. Darnold, on the other hand, and first of all, a lot of the throws were short. Like, they weren't taking a lot of shots down the field. But, he looked okay. He looked okay. And Darnold, I thought, looked, just kind of mediocre. And we can sit there and, I hear people, on 3rd and 7, he hit a 15-yard. Show me where it says it's 3rd and 7. I'm standing right there. I'm not seeing anybody saying 3rd down and 7 yards to go. I'm not seeing that. So either guys are making that up, or it's just like he hit a 3rd and 7 pass for 15 yards. Where did it say 3rd and 7? I didn't see where it said 3rd and 7. But I don't know. I was a little distracted. There were some people from the Niners who came over and were talking to me a little bit during the team session, so I probably should have honed in a little tighter. I promise I will going forward. But I thought overall, I thought Trey looked a little bit better than Sam. What? Yeah. Why are you throwing your hands in the air?
We need you to be locked in on every play. No, I'm kidding.
No, but it means nothing. It absolutely means nothing. Yeah. Trey had some great days last year. We're talking about T-shirts and shorts. The sport is played with pads. If you have no pad, they're going to put pads on in day 5 of this thing, and we're going to see guys wearing pads. And you still can't hit the quarterback, but at that point, then we're talking. Once you put the pads on, you can actually. Today was more about who's in shape, who's not in shape. Who's. How comfortable do guys look out there? Like for example, Grant thinks that Jordan Mason didn't look good because he dropped a pass and had a fumble. Who cares? It's at the beginning of the year. He looked great. He's 230 pounds. He looks faster. He looks more sudden. He looks explosive. That's far more important than he dropped a pass or he fumbled. He had one fumble. I mean, this is early in camp. This is the first day of camp with no pads. So I mean, it's just. Once again, people get a little bit of little wrapped up in, this is not Super Bowl Sunday. You can't judge this like a regular football game. As far as the quarterbacks, Trey looked good. I would say Sam looked just okay. Brandon Allen had one really nice throw down the field, but he didn't complete it to Danny Gray. Other than that, Allen didn't complete a pass. But, I mean, it wasn't like Allen was like some circus. Kyle Shanahan really talked up Brandon Allen, which makes me kind of wonder, what the deal is. In fact, there was a Mike Silver article saying that, that Kyle's really in love with Sam Darnold. There's no doubt that Purdy's the number one guy. And then you've got Brandon Allen and you've got Trey Lance. So they've got 4 quarterbacks. And it's going to be quite a competition. It's going to be quite a competition. Brock's going to practice tomorrow. And I would imagine he'll get most of the reps with the ones. The interesting revelation, I think, on the quarterbacks was Kyle Shanahan's sit down with Tim Kawakami on the TK podcast, where he basically said, it's going to be really almost borderline impossible for Trey Lance or Sam Darnold to beat out a healthy Brock Purdy. If Brock Purdy's healthy, he's going to be your week 1 starter. There's always a chance that he has a setback. There's always a chance of an injury. But if he's healthy, he's going to be the guy. He's the best quarterback they have. And I don't think it's even close. So, but Lance did look good, and I would imagine he's going to play well this summer. I'm on record as saying that all 4 Niner quarterbacks are going to play well in the preseason, and I'll stick with that. I think Purdy's going to play well. I think Lance is going to play well. I think Darnold's going to play well. I think Brandon Allen's going to play well. Why? Because all these guys are decent NFL quarterbacks. Nobody's a bum, and they've got a great play caller, and they've got great weapons.